Morning.
Morning.
Sorry for waiting.
Oh, it's okay.
Is this separate?
本当たくさんの要素が一つにこうパッケージにされているので、どれか一つというのはすごく難しい。ポリポリの140人のスタッフ、それぞれのチームが本当に凄まじい努力で、それぞれのこうベンチマークをクリアするため。
GT5 is comprised of a lot of different factors and features, and all packed into one package. And I can't quite say one feature is over another, especially because the 140 staff and the variety of teams that we have at Polyphony, they work incredible hours and put incredible effort into making each of those parts very good. So if I say, well, this part's better than another, there's going to be some guys back at home that's going to be offended. But really we did our best to make each of the parts that went into the game very good, and regarding the parts that didn't make it into the game, I guess there's a lot of online features that we're still planning to add from here on, that's going to take a lot more work.
全くそう思います。で、ポルシェに関しては僕らも入れたいと思っている。
Very true, and regarding Porsche, of course, we would like to add them. We're ready to receive them whenever Porsche gives their okay. I think we could probably work very well together, and so maybe that will be something that will come in the future sometime, but we don't know yet at this point. And that goes the same for other cars that have not been manufacturers that have not been included into the game yet. We'll be continually working with different makers to include their cars into the game.
はい、ですね、まずオンラインによるコースの追加のテクニカルな可能性はもちろんあります。
First off, the possibility of adding tracks through online downloads is, of course, is possible. And as for the courses that are included into the game, oftentimes it's the places I've actually visited and actually see the location, and if I like the place, we make efforts to try to include them into the game.
やっぱり出会いが大事というか。
I think it's sort of that discovery and the meeting with that location that is the important part.
だから僕がもしかしてそのスカンジナビアのある場所に行って、ここはすごい素敵なところだなと思ったらそこがコースになる可能性がすごくあると思います。ぜひいい場所を教えてください。
So if I actually go to Scandinavia or some place north, and I discover a place that I think, oh, this place is incredible, there's a good chance that I would want to try to put it into the game. So if you could recommend some places, I will put some suggestions.
We have the Arctic Circle Raceway where we can drive 24 hours in daylight, for example.
アークティックサークルレースウェイはもう24時間日中なんで、日が沈むことなくずっと24時間走り続けたりできますね。
今年の冬の僕の夢としてアイスレースに出てみたいっていうのがあるので、ぜひそのスカンジナビアで行われているアイスレース、ラリーでも、スプリントでもいいんですけど、ぜひ教えてください。
One dream that I have for the winter time is to participate in an ice race, whether it be a rally race or whatnot. So if you can give some suggestions, for a race that's good, I'd be open for those kind of suggestions as well. And as for the last question, we usually pay a license fee to the tracks for including the tracks into our game.
今のところ一つもないですね。
Yeah, it's none of the manufacturers that are included in the game so far are for product placement purposes.
Don't you miss a lot of money then?
これは結構センシティブなんですか、お金面。
そうですね。だから僕らはその自動車インダストリーに対してやっぱり貢献したいというかサポートしたいという気持ちが大きいので、 まだとてもそういうところまで頭の中が進んでいないというか。
I think our main really objective is to to really contribute and support the automotive industry. So my thinking just haven't gotten around to that kind of that format.
なるほど。最新の、スーパースポーツカーというと、なかなか選ぶの難しいんですけれども、458イタリアは素晴らしかったですね。
Starting off, I guess with the newest super sports cars, it's a very, very hard choice. But yeah, the new Ferrari 458 Italia is a very nice car.
あと SLS もやっぱり素晴らしい。
And of course, the SLS is an incredible car as well.
これらは片やMR、片や FR なので、それぞれキャラクターが全然違うから、どっちが上とはやっぱり言えない。
And of course, one is midship rear drive MR car, and the other one is front engine rear drive FR. So they have very different characters, and it's really hard to say whether one is better than the other. The cars that I think I've mentioned before is the Ferrari 330 P4. Cars like the Ford GT and the Lamborghini Countach. They're all cars that I like very much. And as for a racing car, I guess the car that has a real special place in my heart is the car that Ayrton Senna was driving in 1988, the MP44.
McLaren.
The McLaren MP44. This isn't just limited to GT5, but I guess there's a gap between actually finishing something and perfecting something, and we worked extremely hard to make each of the elements perfect, as perfect as possible on the current PS3 hardware, and there were some things that were brushed up from the existing features or functions, and there were some parts that we had to scrap altogether and rebuild anew. So each of those things, it's something that I guess in Japanese we call it's a word that means just continuing to refine and to do the finishing touches. It's something that we did right up to the last moment.
そうですね。昨日僕はプレゼンテーションでグラントリスモ
I think, as I mentioned in the presentation yesterday, I don't regard Gran Turismo as a single video game, but rather as a movement. And how a movement progresses, over time is really affected by the contributions of the passions of the people that become involved in that movement. And pretty much, anything can happen. And I just want to make sure that I'm open to anything that comes about from this process. And it's really not something that I decide on my own. During the years when we were creating Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3, the car manufacturers were very nervous about their cars being destroyed on the screen, and some of them, many of them, would not allow showing a car to be damaged in the video game. But I guess in recent years, the games other than Gran Turismo have implemented damage into their games, and I guess at this point in time when we approached them about it, they were more receptive to the idea, and we didn't really have any problems to put the damage in the game.
どうでしょう。どれっていうのはなかなか言えないですね。どれも同じように頑張ってますからね。
I don't think there's any one that I could pick out because a lot of work went into each and every one of those cars.
一つ例を挙げるとですね、例えばレクサスの LFA は、この GT5 の中でも一番最後に入った車なんですね。僕らの制作プロセスの中で。
But one thing I guess I could raise is the Lexus LFA. It was one of the last cars that we added during the development process for GT5.
で、その車の、これでグランツリスモ収録しますよっていう、アプローバルを、 LFA を作っているチーフエンジニアの棚橋さんという方に、送ったんですね。で、僕自身がニルブルクリンクで LFA をアタックしているビデオも同時に送ったんですけれども、彼らはそれを本当に気に入ってくれて、そのままトヨタの社内のオンライン情報のページに全部見せてくれました。
And when we actually approached them and got their approvals or was trying to get their approvals to put the LFA to the game, we sent them footage of myself driving the LFA on the Nürburgring, and Mr. Tanahashi, the chief engineer and responsible for the development of the LFA, liked it so much that they put it up on their websites and media releases for the Toyota. So that was very interesting.
もうそれはユーザーの自由だからね。
It's not something for me to decide or say. It's really up to the users to decide.
Sorry for waiting. 一つさっきダメージの話が。
One thing about the damage that we talked about.
今の GT5 この瞬間に入っているものっていうのはビジュアルなダメージしか入ってないんですけれども、フィジカルなダメージはおそらく12月のアップデートで対応する。
The damage system that's in Gran Turismo 5 right now really only affects the car visually, but the damage that's going to affect the mechanical portions of the car will be implemented in an update that is probably going to be coming in the 1st of December.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on.